Hello once again, this is Series 1, Episode 5 of the Nostalgia Detective Bad Influence commentary. We are into December 1992 now, so I'll be looking forward to see what kind of Christmassy things they've got in the episode today. Here we go. Do-do-do-do.
Yo, Bad Influence, check it out, MC playing Kick It one time.
I wasn't expecting that to start the episode.
We will have some proper music on the programme this week from Brooklyn.
A bad influence.
90s dance.
A bad influence.
I'll be finding out how to turn one bad influence presenter into another.
We saw that earlier in the series, didn't we?
And our main game review this week is Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Violet, you're on!
What? Oops, getting a bit carried away here with this, the new Nigel Mansell freewheel.
Nigel Mansell's freewheel.
A driving sim instead of a joystick. And it's just
hurt your arms a
by
bit.
thin wire.
Because it's
This
not
game
attached to
I'm playing,
anything.
Nigel Mansell's World Championship actually recommends using the freewheel for extra realism. When I steer with it, the hands on the steering wheel on screen move in exactly the same way as me. And I use these two buttons to slow up and speed up.
That's not too bad, but
As well as that, you can choose
must
to
hurt
do
your
manual
forearms.
gears. And you change the gears then by sort of flicking the wheel backwards and forwards, which is really difficult to do and steer at the same time. Mind you, if you like driving sims, you'll love this. Oh, and the helmet's optional.
Our main game review this week is Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy, the biggest and hottest Game Boy title of the year, starring everybody's favourite plumber. But all is not well for our hero. All the creatures in Mario Land have been turned against him by the evil Wario. To the rescue, here comes Alex.
I didn't realise Wario was the main villain in that.
Marks. It's a great little adventure. The thing I like about it is the enhanced graphics. It's a lot better than the original one.
Yeah, it does look good, actually.
This is the Mario map. You can choose to go anywhere from here, which means you can go through the game in any order you like.
Fair enough.
Okay, this is the hippo bonus level. There's lots to do on this level.
The hippo bonus
The main
level.
objective of this level is to get into his bubble. I've just lost my bubble, which means that all your power-ups have been taken away. There's three main types of power-up on Super Mario. The first one is his
it's got
mushroom,
little.
which turns him into Super Mario. The second one is the fire flower, which means you can fire things. And the third one is the carrot, which means you turn into Bunny Ears Mario and you can fly around the levels.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
I've
thought it
got
was just
fire flower
the
now, and I'm firing, and I can shoot the baddies. I've just shot,
leaf,
shot this
feather, leaf, feather. I can't remember.
and then I go on to finish the level.
Should know that.
One of the best things about Super Mario 2 is you can save the game, which means you can start wherever you like.
That's cool. Especially for
Buy this
handheld.
game. It's the fastest and best game I've ever seen on the Game Boy. My only criticism
Nice.
is it's a little bit easy, and I did get to the last level.
This is really fresh and fun. It's a really good game for the Game Boy, and I'd like to see it in colour. It looks good for an LCD screen. It's got some good puzzles. But
Did they do it in colour? Did they re-release it?
Like Super Mario Land 1.
Super Mario Land.
And so to the final scores for Super Mario Land 2. The boys gave it an excellent 4 out of 5, and the girls liked it too. 4 out of 5 from them.
Nice.
We're getting a lot of letters to the Bad Influence office at the moment, which is great. Thanks, keep coming in. It's nice to hear what you have to say. And we're getting a lot like this one. This is from Jenny Smith, who lives at King Edward Avenue, Hastings in East Sussex. Hi, Jen. She says, Dear Andy and Violet, I'm getting fed up of watching computer shows that don't even mention my computer. And I know you've got an Atari ST. Well, we do have one here in the studio, and if you're an ST owner, look out for some software reviews for you in later programmes.
Cool.
There is a particular application, however, that this computer is well suited to. Music.
Do, 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 do.
The sound of the rhythm coming to ya. Bass vibrations move right through ya. Check the control.
Is that live?
Sound so good you can't help but start to shake that thing in the place on the dance floor. We know the funky music's what you're looking for, and here it is. Can't you see? It can never be a bad influence on me.
Sure, it was sweet. These guys are Brooklyn.
that
That's their brand new
was
single,
live.
or at least part of it. The single's
Brooklyn.
called Bad Influence. Welcome to the programme.
Gonna have to Google that.
Nice of you to name your single after us, Jerome. We're very pleased.
Well, actually, Andy, we didn't name the single
You
after
didn't?
you. No, we got the name from some slang that's used in the States by young
Really?
rappers. So bad actually means good, so it's good influence and not bad influence.
Well, we like the title, though. Can we borrow it, do you think?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's off now. I think Right, just clear off on your way. Kevin's in the band too.
Oh,
He
my
plays the keyboard
Lord.
and he also produces the music. And I was saying the Atari is well suited to music.
This is
How
like,
and why?
It certainly is, because it's the only computer with MIDI.
What's MIDI?
MIDI is
He's
musical
English.
instrument
That guy was American.
interface.
And what does that do?
Well, that means
Like I say, it's like a
software sequence
Biker
of
Grove.
package, such as
Is
this
it
one,
Grove
and this
Matrix, where
computer
the
can
dude at
talk
the
to all
background
these
had the
keyboards and tell them what to
Atari?
do from here.
All right, show us how it works then.
Right. Okay. Well, I put some kick drums in.
You'll put them in, I see.
Yeah. What I can do then is I can take that bar and copy it over as many times as I like.
That's 16 bars of
There
drums
is
there.
16 bars of bass drums there. It sounds like this. Straight kick.
Fair
Nice.
enough, yeah, but it needs a bit of melody to make it a bit more interesting, doesn't it?
So I'll just take that over enough.
Yeah, sounds alright, that
In
doesn't it?
already. Do you always use the mouse to put the notes into the computer?
No, not at all. What I'll do now is record Mark on that keyboard.
So you can actually play live in as well.
So,
Oh, it's a bit of a duff note there. Does he have to do that again?
no, that's
Oh, there's the
wrong
duff
note.
one.
Yeah. And I can-
I think he may have done that deliberately, Andy.
Incredible. And presumably, in the same way as you reproduce the drum notes, you can reproduce that bar and
I can.
put it all the way through.
Yep.
But when it's all finished, what does it sound like?
Well, it's getting there. It sounds like this.
That's Mark's bit. And it's corrected as well, so we didn't have the duff note in there, which is terrific. It makes me think, what is there left for human beings to do? This does it all for you.
No, it doesn't, because this is just a very useful tool. You're only limited by your imagination, really. You have to think of all the ideas first to put them into that, and then move them around.
Yeah, it's an incredible bit of stuff, but it isn't creative, is it?
No.
Thank you for showing it to me. I may go away and record my own single on it shortly.
Right.
In fact, that's the competition prize.
did sound really
If you fancy,
excited, didn't he,
winning
there?
yourself a chance to go, all expenses paid, to the studios in Manchester where Brooklyn record, and record your own single. You
I
can.
thought it was in Manchester,
The guys will
Mancunian
help you
accent.
write the single, they'll record it, they'll play on it for you, and you'll end up with a load of copies that you can give
Oh,
to
that's
your
really
mates for
good. That's-
Christmas.
that's a really
To
good
enter,
prize.
All you got to do is listen to 5 clips of music we'll play to you at the end of the programme. They're from games. Identify the games, write them on a postcard or a stuck-down envelope.
That's a
and
really
send them
good
to
prize,
us at
actually.
our usual Bad Influence address. There is, in fact, a short version of the single Bad Influence by Brooklyn on the cassette single that comes free with your copy of Bad
Oh,
Influence
that's
magazine,
what
which is
you
available
get
now.
free on it.
If you would like the full-length version, that'll be in your record shops by next week.
Right.
Want to know what it sounds like? Take it away. Atari. I mean, guys. I mean, Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to look out for that after this. Does it still exist? Can you get it on streaming? I doubt it.
Like I said, here it is, a fresh new dawn. Designed in a line to keep you moving on and on to a new dimension, a brand new state where love.
This is a cheat for Premiere, a funky game on the Amiga. This'll give you infinite lives. This is Nam Rood saying it ain't no jives. When the title screen shows on your TV, you gotta type in some words as quick as can be. Now I know all the pokes, peaks and bugs, so in this game type in spark plugs. The screen now flashes and it's a cert. You beat the game and you won't get hurt. Now I've got to go and put me hair in curlers, so on your way, slimy furtlers.
Rapper Nam the Man there.
Yeah.
There's lots of software
Maybe
around
not.
that enables you to play music on your home computer. This one's called Boombox. It lets you put down sounds to make your own dance track. I'll show you.
There's a lot of stuff like that around back
play
in
the
the
track again.
90s. I vaguely remember
Change the
seeing
synth
stuff
here.
being advertised. And stuff at
Tune
school.
there, change the bass.
I think what they've got nowadays, people that were kind of grew up on this are now
like
producing music, probably in the music industry.
Boombox is available for the Amiga and PC and costs around 40 quid. Well, I think that's quite enough of that.
Here, here.
Thanks, Andy. Now for this week's news and previews.
No, this isn't Crime Watch, but pay attention, floppy disk users. Last week, police seized over £100,000 worth of pirated discs from a market in Leeds, and 5 men were arrested for alleged offences under the Copyright Act. A blank disc costs under £1, and a disc with a game on it can cost about £30, so it can be very tempting for anybody to copy games onto discs from a friend, a bulletin board or anything. The simple message is, don't do it. It's just as illegal to copy one game as it is to copy
Yeah.
thousands.
Don't copy them.
No mercy, no surrender. Well, that's what the blurb says about Strider 2. It's a sequel to the original coin-op conversion and coming out on the Mega Drive, Master System and Game Gear next spring. Strider must use his plasma sword and new lethal shuriken to overcome an array of fiendish enemies such as mutant soldiers and hostile plants to get the weed killer ready.
Well, it finally arrived. After all the hype, 2 days ago it was Sonic Tuesday.
Sonic 2.
Unless you live in Plymouth. In which case Sonic Tuesday became Sonic Friday because some retailers were selling this 5 days before Sonic Tuesday, which rather made a mockery of the fantastically crafted international worldwide simultaneous launch of the mammal, didn't it?
Ah, well, there you go, worldwide. So in the previous episode we were talking about... Oh no, it was in this episode, wasn't it? We were talking about things being released at different times.
I think he's been eaten by something that disagreed with it.
Continuity. Because he was painting that hedgehog last week.
Here's a cheat for the Addams family on the SNES.
Yeah,
type in
nice.
BLR.
There's a hand. There's a hand.
46 extra lives and 5 hearts. So, that's big. Ah! And the rest of your family will be saved! Spiky!
And now for something completely different.
I'm sorry, I'll say that again. And now for somebody completely different. Yes, it's still me, just about in one piece after that rather painful transition. And this is the mill, where some of the cleverest special effects are created for adverts and TV. The mill is famous for morphing, short for metamorphosing, which means changing one thing into another. All these morphs were done at the mill. We asked them to
Still
tell us
kicking
how they
around
do
the
their
mill.
morphing,
I
but
recognise the
instead
name.
They gave us a starring role in our own morph sequence. In charge is producer Andy Barmer.
Okay, Andy, so we're going to morph you through to Violet. And in order to help the transition, you need some action to give it a bit more oomph.
Have to fit the same expressions together.
Well, it does, yeah, because when you need really to line up roughly so that you don't, otherwise, I mean, if your eyes weren't in the right place, approximately, yeah, your eyes are going to have to somewhere move across the screen, and that's just going to look a bit of
Can you do this?
So, at the end, you maybe sort of acknowledge the fact that you've transformed.
Become normal again.
So a bit of
Right, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Blue screen again.
To make the morph simple, it's important to put the two faces in the same place on the screen. Though there's a high-tech way of doing this, a felt-tip pen is quicker.
And now for something completely
That's really
different.
good.
It all takes time. They shoot against a blue screen, so they can put in a different background later.
That's good.
Next, it's my turn.
I mean, we can resize it.
Your hair's sticking up a little bit. Pre-rolling.
I'm sorry, I'll say that again. And now for somebody completely different.
Very good. Seems fine.
Why do you say she was very good and she's only done 2 and you made me do 5, man? What is this? There's a deal going on here.
No.
Graphic designer Gavin Blair explains what happens.
Wow, look at the size of those monitors.
You need to break down the pictures into areas.
That's really
So
cool.
you do that using this grid, using this mesh. So like there, I've enclosed an area which includes the eyebrow and the eye, and the same points over here to enclose your eyebrow and eye. So the machine's changing one eyebrow now into another one.
That's really good.
The face is on rubber, and you're just pulling the mesh, and it's like stretching the face. You have to track
That's really cool, I like
everything
that.
moves. So like, for instance, you started with your mouth closed and opened it as the sequence progressed. You also blinked.
The fact you could probably do this on a mobile phone these days is just bonkers. But that looks really, that does look good.
You have to rotoscope it, which means you have to go through the sequence, each frame of the sequence, and match the grid to the same points for the whole sequence.
God, that must have taken a long time.
So there's a grid following the actions that Andy carried out. You see, that starts as Andy. You can see where the hair matches and the eyes match. And as it goes through the sequence, it transforms into the outline of you over there. So you can
That's
see the
really
different
cool.
hair and the different
I like
eyes.
that.
So that's a preview of what the morph will do. And then what I can do, if I turn off,
Those monitors look really high though, don't they? No DSC assessment there.
show me.
Eye level,
Andy is
eye
here.
level.
There you go. That's
Oh,
Andy's face distorted to fit yours. Okay, so what I'm doing now is getting the machine to show me what you will look like distorted to fit Andy's face. So there you are.
Let's admire the morph again in slow motion. You just can't see the joy. Next time I feel like a change of image, I'll know where to come.
I didn't know to work. There is software around that lets you get effects similar to morphing on your own home computer.
On your phone.
Semi-morph away. It changes shape. If you can... Oh, what?
It's a hippopotamus.
No, it's not a hippopotamus.
Dinosaur?
Elephant?
Oh no.
Elephant. The shape's changing, a bit more colour coming in now. No, it's not me.
On a good day?
No, nor is it you on a bad day, Violet.
I know, it's a humanosaur.
Yes,
it's
but which
Brad.
one?
It's Brad.
There we are, yes, it's our own Brad the Humanosaur. You see how he went through different changes there, different stages, changed his shape, and then as he got larger and larger and became more like the Brad we know and love, more colour was in there as well. There's a great thing you can do with this. You can actually paint with him as well, look. So he can whiz all over the screen. Which came first? The dinosaur or the egg?
Oh, was that an egg? Oh, I can see it now.
Welcome to the human race. Humans on the Amiga puts you in charge of a tribe of little cavemen who need to puzzle their way through the evolution of mankind. Sounds heavy. Here's Amanda.
This game's a real mental challenge. I've just discovered the spear, and now I've got to get the rest of my men to the end of the cave before my time runs out, which is quite hard.
Bit like
because they move
Lemmings?
so slowly. It's also quite hard because you've got to use the joystick and the keyboard at the
Ugh.
same time.
But that was a pain.
On this level, you've got to rescue a little man trapped on top of the hill. Humans is a Lemmings type game with some big differences.
There we go.
You can only control one man at a time and they move too slowly. Here I'm just throwing the spear so that I can come back for it later because I can't hold the spear and on the wheel at the same time. This is on the wheel so that I don't lose so much time. I love the graphics. I feel there's a real depth to the pictures.
Looks a bit
There's some
rubbish.
things that can kill you in this, like dinosaurs. And, oh, I've got to get away from this. And now I've just got eaten. This game takes ages to load, which is one problem. But this is okay because you're entertained so well between discs with excellent music. It's a great game. It's really good value for money. It's great entertainment and it'll last for years.
This is a great idea for a game and it looks fantastic. It's a bit slow though. The music is actually worth listening to and it's one of the few games where
Well, they said that about Lemmings, didn't they?
I
The
definitely
music.
recommend it.
It's a bit too hard. The men go too slowly. It's got lovely graphics and music though.
And the scores for humans, the boys liked it, 4 out of 5, and the girls liked it too, 4 out of 5 from them.
Oh, interesting.
Next up is Universal Soldier, a mega shoot-'em-up for the Mega Drive. It's named
Based on the
after
film?
but in fact, this is just a reworking of the classic Amiga game Turrican 2. Here's Ian to play it.
This is just like Turrican 2. There's nothing original in the gameplay. The graphics are excellent and it's an easy game to play. In this game there are lots of power-ups and other things you can collect, so you very rarely run out of energy. This is the end of level meanie. He's very nasty to you. I've used my mega weapon to destroy him because it's the easiest way to do it. You can only use the weapon once per life, so you can't go around annihilating everything with it. To be honest, this isn't normally my sort of game, so I would think about buying it.
Ah, the
I don't already have
obligatory...
Turrican
Is
2.
that a water level?
I was surprised how playable I found it.
Maybe not.
I've seen it all before years ago. The effects are good, but there's nothing new here, and some of the levels are a bit too long.
It annoys me when they bring out an old game under a new title. This one just cashes in on the name of the film.
Yeah, cynical but true.
Soldier, the boys gave it 3 out of 5.
Probably because it got
score,
Jean-Claude Van Damme in it either.
3 out of 5. Well, that's about it for this week, except for the competition. Last week's competition was to win a Mega Drive, a brace of Sonics, and a Bad Influence T-shirt, and we had nearly 7,000 entries.
Wow, that's a
question
lot.
was, what is the name of the hedgehog in the Beatrix Potter stories? And the answer was, of course, Mrs. Tiggywinkle.
Tiddlywinkle, that was it.
The correct answer, thrown out of the Bad Influence waste paper basket, was from Leanne Macmillan from Strathclyde in Scotland. Well done.
If you'd like to win that weekend recording your own single,
good
in Brooklyn,
prize, that.
stand by. The 5 clips of music you got to identify are coming up over the Data Blast. We're back next week with more Bad Influence, or join me 9:25 Saturday morning for What's Up Doc. Take care. Bye-bye.
Right, thank you very much for the YouTube channel Retro Pixels for uploading this. I will stick a link in the description below. I don't know that song. I don't know that music.
3.
That's Sonic. Right.
4.
Tetris. Okay, until next time. Cheerio for now. Bye-bye. Oh, next one. No, I don't know that either. Cheerio.